Hey, what is up YouTube? Angry Eradicate here. Today for our Monday Monotype video, we have a normal type team. It is a balanced one. There's more offensive variants with like Mega Lopunny and whatnot, but ours is more of a balanced team. We have Chansey, Porygon 2, Porygon Z, Diggersby, Staraptor, and Pidgeot. Obviously a great core with Chansey, Porygon 2, and Staraptor is more of a defensive set. We'll get into that more later. But let's start with our core right here with Chansey. Obviously an Eviolite set. You can run Ballisty, it's another option you can do, but I think Chansey's a little bit stronger, and the fact that it can tank defense a lot better with the Eviolite than a Ballisty set can. Stealth Rock, Soft Boiled, Toxic, and Seismic Toss. If you want to switch out any of these moves, they're all pretty self-explanatory. You can switch out for Aromatherapy if you want to have, like, you know, burn and support for Staraptor and Diggersby. It's not that common to see those things get burned. Like, you don't fight that many things that really burn in Monotype. It's more of an offensive metagame, like I said. However, you can switch that out, obviously. We do run Natural Cure over Serene Grace. Obviously, no like real controversy there. And for my investment, I run defense investment, so he's actually decent in tanking. Like you'll see in one of the fights, he tanks a I believe we'll see one of the fights. I recorded a bunch of fights with this team. I'm not sure which ones I'll be using or not, but he tanks a I think it was a Ground EMZ's Tectonic Cross Slam, whatever it is, from a what is it called? Sand Slash, a Alolan Sand Slash, so that'll be pretty cool to see. But the thing actually works pretty well tanking defensive hits with a Bull Nature and defense investment. Then Porygon 2 also runs defense investment here, but it's Recover, Thunder Wave, Ice Beam, Tri-Attack. Pretty self-explanatory. If you want to get rid of like Thunder Wave for Thunderbolt, however, it is really nice. It does suck missing with Thunder Wave now. I feel like they, instead of fixing it, should have made it so it doesn't make it so you got paralyzed, can't move, just a 1/4 speed would be nice. I do run Analytic, which is kind of pointless. I probably should have ran Download or even Trace, because when you Thunder Wave something, it kind of makes it so they're almost always faster than it, getting rid of your 1.3 times boost. So you probably should run Download. Obviously, though, when you get attack boost, it doesn't help at all. But you can run Trace. It's kind of more situational, but it can lead to some nice situations. Again, you run Eviolite on this thing. You could run Leftovers, but then you lose out on too much bulk to make it really worthwhile, in my opinion. And then for its investment, even though it's better special defense, I do choose to raise it in defense because Chansey's not a very good defensive wall, and Staraptor, while it has defense investment with Intimidate, it's just not enough to really function as a full wall. Porygon Z is really good with its normal Z set with conversion. Obviously, Z conversion works, but it changes your types of the first move, and we set that to Shadow Ball because then it resists fighting. It helps you get some nice tricks and stuff there, because Porygon Z usually runs a Choice Scar set, but with normal Z you can catch people off guard. They go for the fighting type move, you switch to Ghost type, and it also helps you against other things that he's usually not good with. Thunderbolt, Ice Beam rounds out the coverage. He gets a bunch of other options like Dark Pulse. I'm just looking here, Discharge. Obviously not as good as Thunderbolt in my opinion. With special attack boost obviously helps. He has access to Psychic, Hyper Beam, Tri-Attack, and Tri-Attack would be nice if you're not running the normal EMZ set, but it is what it is. But usually with this thing, you'll switch it in after something dies. You get a free chance of conversion, and then get the free boost, and then go for Shadow Ball. So, and I run Speed Nature on this thing simply because even after +1, it's not that fast. I only base 90, so it kind of needs it. All right, next we have our Wall Breaker of the team, Diggersby with Choice Band and Huge Power. Gives him about like 619 attack, I want to say. After all the boosts are taken into account, maybe 669. I think it's one of those two. Pretty big difference, but actually 232. Let's do the calc right now. 232 times 2, 1.5. 696 attack. That's pretty strong. However, you obviously switch into a move. Quick Attack, Return, Earthquake, and Fire Punch. I think I've only ever hit Return, Quick Attack, and Fire Punch. Never hit Earthquake. There's like usually like things that kind of resist ground, or like too many things like Flying types and Levitate users. That Earthquake almost never comes out. Return's a lot safer. Obviously not against Steel type teams. Read the matchup, obviously, but that happens pretty often. Fire Punch gives you great helps you with the matchup against stuff like Steel, which you struggle against a lot. Also helps against like Grass matchups. And his investment, I run Attack Nature because base 78 speed simply isn't enough to really warrant running Speed Nature in it. And his attack stat needs all the help it can get. Reaching 669 or 696 after the boost is pretty nice. All right, next up we have pretty like a. I did not think that this is what this thing would run. Like usually you hear about like Choice Scarf and Choice Band Staraptor. This is an Intimidate defensive set with 252 EVs in the defense and a Nature in it. Brave Bird, U-Turn, Roost, and Defog. Brave Bird seems a little controversial on a defensive set, but it's generally really strong hitting flying type move. Helps you net a lot of KOs. U-Turn can be switched out for close combat. However, I do like having the kind of like momentum to gain, switching into like your walls like Chansey. It gives you a free chance to pivot in instead of just directly switching in. Roost and Defog helps out around this thing out pretty well. It actually tanks defensively pretty well with the investment, especially after the Intimidate drop. You gotta make sure you get the Intimidate drop off, obviously, but with that, you're actually tanking physical moves pretty well, actually. All right, then Mega Pidgeot here. I would consider switching this thing out for Mega Lopunny. It just didn't really do that much in most of the fights. It helps a lot against fighting though, which is a pretty bad matchup for normal. So I kind of spec'd into fighting against fighting a little bit more. My first fight was actually against fighting, and then he disconnected and I disconnected. The replay got destroyed, so I couldn't find it. I definitely wanted to share that one because I ended up winning, or was about to win in the end, but it is what it is. Heat Wave, Hurricane, U-Turn, and Roost, and then Speed Nature, because at 121, you could run the Special Attack Nature, and it would help him a lot. You would get up to 405, which is really nice. Can't complain about that. But his speed is really hitting 375 at 121. You're outspeeding stuff like 120s, and there's a lot of things in that. Most of the things, unless they're Choice Scarf, won't be able to outspeed you. All right, we loaded the team here now, guys. Let's go check out some fights. This team didn't do too well. I ended up going, I think, like 7-5 with this team. I did like 12 battles or so. I think I went like 7-5, maybe 7-4. So it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't a great team. Alright guys, for our first fight here against Ice Hole Havoc, he has a Piloswine, Mamoswine, Avalugg, Alolan Ninetales, Kieran Black, and Lapras, kind of lacking a Snow Sweeper with either like the Slush Rush, one of the Slush Rush users in either Beartic or Alolan Sandslash, which is kind of weird. I've been seeing a lot more Lapras, honestly, which is kind of surprising. I didn't think about that being an option for mine. But I think Ice is a little underrated. A lot of people say it's bottom, and I would probably agree it's near bottom, but I don't think it's terrible. Like, I don't feel like there's a type that you couldn't use and like do decently with. Ice is pretty scary. I think for the normal matchup at least it's pretty bad, especially having 2 flyers. Half my team's weak to Ice, which is really bad, and my physical walls kind of lose out to Kieran Black, especially if it's Choice Scarf. So I feel like Ice is actually a pretty bad matchup for normal, even though it's in general a pretty bad type. And I think normal is around mid, maybe a little below mid. I feel like it's too passive sometimes. Even if you run Mega Lopunny, it's just not enough. The fact that you have to pick between Mega Pidgeot and Mega Lopunny just isn't enough. And as you see here early game, I'm kind of just like having to like, I'm playing behind his Piloswine here, but you do see Staraptor nice. The Intimidate helps him a lot there. Stone Edge only does about 27%. I can Brave Bird here. He goes for the Stealth Rock to set it back up, and then I can Roost here so the Stone Edge doesn't do as much damage. And then I do Defog first though, and just for Stone Edge again. It's now about 30% HP. I do Roost here, I believe, though, and you get back up, and you'll see that the Stone Edge does like nearly nothing now. Yeah, you see it does about 13%. So he's going to set up Stealth Rocks again, but I can play ahead of him now and go for Brave Birds and knock him down to one more hit to KO him. He sets back up Stealth Rocks. But I also, for these videos, guys, I think I might be showing myself losing more so you can see more. Like, I usually try to show only 1 loss. I might start to show 2 losses and like 2 wins, kind of balance it more, because I feel like it's important to see what the team struggles with more, because then you can kind of know like how to play against my team as well. Not so much as how to play with this team. I think that's pretty important. But I feel like normal is kind of passive in its play, and I don't really like it. I've been putting more and more of a offensive guru now with the last few videos with the Dragon team, Fairy team, Electric team. I've been loving the offensive metagame. I haven't been liking the defensive teams. Like, I might have to make Steel soon, and I'm not looking forward to make. I guess I could make it more of an offensive Steel or more of a balanced team Steel. But like looking at the teams I have left to do with like Poison, which is usually balanced, or more on the even defensive side because they don't have that many good sweepers, and like looking at Steel, obviously more of a defensive type. But we'll see. Here I'm kind of like, the nice thing about the Porygon Z is I can wall out Kieran Black unless he's running like Z, Icium Z in his hail. That'll obviously do a lot of damage. He keeps setting up the Auravale, which is kind of annoying. I do paralyze his Ninetales, which is nice, thinking maybe he's switching to his Kieran Black. Or not Kieran Black, I thought he would win this Mamoswine, so I was kind of risking going for that, but he goes to the Moonblast here, gets a special attack shot, which kind of sucks. So now Tri-Attack only does 16%. The Auravale is super strong. I don't know how. I feel like Ice, on paper, Ice looks like it'd be really strong with the Auravale, setting up for your Slush Rush users, but like in the actual fights, it just doesn't do enough damage. Like, Staraptor tanks the Piloswine's hits, Chansey takes a super power from Mamoswine. Like, the team should not be this strong. I do have the Toxic here and Toxic it. I'm pretty sure I sack off Chansey here because now he's on the 0.5 attack, and I'm like, okay, there's not much he can really do here. I get a free chance to do damage. I do go on the Porygon 2 in case his superpower crits. So even if it did, I'm not sure if it would have killed that. I think it would have killed me from there, but I think I do Roost or Recover here to play it a little safe. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, I feel like, I don't know, normal, I think it's a little below average. I'll be having a, if I haven't already, I'll be having some podcasts going up about my Monotype tier list. I'm not sure if I'll get anybody to go on for that. I think I have a buddy, he comments on here sometimes. I might be having him come on, so if you're watching this right now, expect a call out soon to come talk my podcast. But Porygon Z, Z conversion here, it's a good chance to set up. and pretty much win because Lapras can't kill me with Surf. Pretty sure it's a Choice Scarf or Choice Specs Lapras. I saw this before. They always seem to go for one move. Unless it's Expert Belt, but I really don't feel like a lot of Lapras would be running Expert Belt. But now we have a free chance to set up with Porygon Z. Not much he can really do. If he had a Slush Rush user, he would be able to outspeed, but he doesn't. His Kyurem Black, even if it was Choice Scarf, wouldn't be able to outspeed some speed nature. I think maybe it'd be a speed type. I don't know, but it's a 50-50 toss up. But Kyurem Black actually usually does, it runs Rothschild in my teams. So it's like things that can run Choice Scarf and then be pretty strong still can like on the physical spectrum, because once Porygon 2's down, I'm done against stuff like that, and they just kind of overwhelm my team. But and the birds just don't seem to do enough. Like Staraptor is pretty good being a defog user and an intimidate user, but Mega Pidgeot, I'd replace that with Low Pony, I think. That makes this team a little bit better. Maybe Diggersby, he doesn't do too much either. But the problem is, like with normal, it's picking between the two Megas. Like that's the problem. You want to build your team around Mega Low Pony or build your team around Mega Pidgeot. Here's a battle against a fighting type team, Ikaki. He has a Keldeo Resolute, Breloom, Cobalion, what's that thing called? Conkeldurr, Heracross, and Gallade. You probably assume Mega Gallade and like Choice Scarf Heracross. Super annoying for normal types. Even though I have 2 flyers, stuff like Choice Scarf Heracross is going to run Roughshot with Stone Edge. Against those things that in close combat against the rest, they can take those out of the way. Mega Gallade, obviously, besides the 2 flyers, really take care of that. However, the only thing that he really can take care of my flyers with is Focus Sash Breloom, and that kind of obviously spores me and then beats me down. I Mega Evolve here, turn against Cobalion, obviously. I was like, okay, that's kind of obvious on his part. We don't get the confusion hacks there, which kind of sucks, but he only sets up Stealth Rocks, which actually ends up kind of costing us this game. But he does go for the Heat Wave. I can't expect that kind of hacks. Go for the Hurricane here. I get the Sash proc. We do get the Confusion, but he does go for the Spore anyway, which really sucks. We would have won the game outright right there if that Spore would have done damage, but he goes for the Rock Tomb here. He's feeling the 5% HP, and I lower the speed here. He actually switches here, which is really surprising to see. Goes in the Conkeldurr, and we go for the Hurricane. I guess he thought maybe he'd be asleep. He can Mach Punch next one with Conk. Kind of a weird switch. And then I switch out here, which is really dumb, in the Chansey. This ended up costing me the game. I could have kept Chansey alive for something later, and maybe Toxic or a Seismic Toss off. But now I have to switch in Staraptor and try to go for a defog. I never get a chance to do that. And spoiler alert, that ends up costing me the game. He goes into his Heracross here for the quick attack. Ends up doing 63% to him, which is kind of surprising. However, now his Heracross has a chance to set up for close combat. I have to go into Staraptor here. And even though he's faster, so I can't defog then attack, I have to just try to take him out. He goes for the close combat. He's feeling about 29% HP, so this thing's a beast, tanking Heracross's close combat, which is pretty impressive. I do get the damage down, though. I don't get a chance to defog because he does have Choice Scarf, Keldeo Resolute. Secret Sword comes out, takes out Staraptor, and that's pretty much game. I go into Porygon Z. He's faster, and then just takes it out. Goes into Porygon 2, faster, just takes it out, stuff like this. Like, see, I'm talking about faster things kind of just take out normal type teams. They aren't as, I think they get beaten by really fast, strong people, like stuff like the sweepers, like Keldeo and stuff, because you're always getting outsped. There's kind of, it's such a bad type with like fighting so common and stuff like that. You're gonna lose to that a lot. But fighting hasn't been as relevant in the metagame recently, so it is what it is. But on to the next fight, guys. Alright, for our next fight here against Zoro with the Star, he has a Mew, Jirachi, Victini, Meloetta, Slowbro, and Latios. Obviously, Psychic is a very strong type. Might be what I do next. I don't really know. It's like one of the last offensive types. I'm kind of running out of types I really want to do, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see. I feel like Psychic's pretty strong. Obviously, Victini being able to switch in and out and just go for the V-Creates with Choice Scarf with an attack nature is super annoying to deal with, especially for my team. I lose to Victini pretty hard with my setup. But for like leads here, I thought maybe either Meloetta, Victini, not Slowbro, Choice Scarf, Jirachi maybe. Psychic's such an offensive type, it's scary. I go for the U-turn here, it does like a lot less than I thought it was. I didn't realize how bulky Meloetta was. This is a nice special attack boost the first try with Charge Beam, goes for Focus Blast. Takes me down to 2% HP, we do get a chance to cripple it here with Thunder Wave. We get some nice hacks with that in a little bit. He goes for the recovery here, Hyper Voice takes me down to about 3% again, so we're playing on the edge of our seat right here. Gets some nice damage with Tri Attack, he's paralyzed and can't move. We get a chance to recover again, and he goes for the Side Shock, does even less because we're actually pretty especially bulky. Our defense bulk, obviously we have the nature like I said earlier. Go for the Tri Attack and then the 44% HP, goes for the Focus Blast, takes us out. So that's our Porygon 2 down, but his Meloetta is at half health. I go for the Z conversion here because I thought, okay, it's a good chance to do it. Going to change our Ghost type here. He's paralyzed, can't move, it's pretty nice. He misspells in the Jirachi. With the Thunderbolt, takes about 29%. We are faster, even though I'm not sure if it's Choice Scarf or not. Then I'm not really sure. I think they're at least 100, so it could have been faster. Use Choice Scarf for speed nature, maybe use Choice Scarf for special attack. I don't know. He healing wishes into Meloetta, and obviously that's pretty annoying for me. I go for Thunderbolt then. We got 20%. But okay, my only chance of winning this is going for some freeze hacks here. We actually end up getting this. So like for once, we actually get some nice freeze hacks. And he actually ends up saying, "Cool." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. It's cool. Now I'm gonna win." But if that didn't happen, it would have been probably best taking each other out, and then Victini's super annoying for my team to deal with. However, I didn't have enough of a person lead to win. I had that one extra person. Diggersby obviously could come in and go for a lot of damage with his returns against most of his team. He got Slowbro, but we could wear it down with Toxic. I think we could have won that one regardless. It would have been a lot closer than 5-0, but we still would have won regardless of that freeze hacks. Alright, then for our last fight here against Renfer, I think we fought this person before a few times. They also have normal type teams. You can see who has the better normal type team. Spoiler alert, probably isn't me. Blissey, Pyroar actually. And then he, like you can see here, he has more of a team based around Megalopunny. Doesn't have a Staraptor to kind of like defog for the Mega Pidgeot, which I think is probably better in the long run. However, the Intimidate is super nice against more offensive teams on the physical spectrum, because look at your team. Besides Porygon 2, you have nothing that's really going to tank. He also has Porygon 2, Slacking, which was pretty surprising to see, probably a Choice Band set, and then Porygon 2. I'm pretty sure this guy knows what he's doing a lot. He leads with his Pyroar here, actually. Kind of weird to see. I Intimidate him. I do switch right into Chansey, thinking, okay, no, I'm keeping what I do here. He goes for a nice Overheat, dropping his stats a lot, so he can't really do much. He kind of has to switch here. Goes into his Got Hops. I should have probably went for the Toxic there, or for a Seismic Toss to get some nice early game damage against his Lopunny. We do Intimidate, so he can't really take out our Staraptor. Fake Out does like basically nothing after our leftovers comes back. He has to go into his Pyro there. I kind of figured he would, I was kind of banking the fact that he would maybe switch, and he does. I get a nice free chance with a Chansey. Flare Blitz, you see that only about 25% for my Chansey. We do take it out then after the Seismic Toss, but that does leave us in a bad spot, because Got Hops comes in here and goes for the Ice Punch, takes out about 34% HP. I probably should have went for some damage there. Excuse for the high jump kick, doesn't miss, and takes out Chansey. And then we have nothing to kind of stop Porygon 2, or Porygon Z. Going to our Staraptor here, he switches into his Ducky Momo. I'm pretty sure I make a bad play here in about a few seconds. Do about 34% with Staraptor, and I think my mistake comes about, oh, I U-turn here. Okay, we're safe. I think it's a little bit later on, maybe a different fight where I messed up really bad. Going to Porygon 2, he recovers here. He goes for the Discharge, just about 24%. I go for the Thunder Wave, paralyze him, which kind of sucks now, I can't poison him. But we go into our Diggersby here. This is the misplay. He goes for Tri-Attack. Thought maybe you go for Thunder Wave or Discharge again, but he doesn't. He freezes off the Tri-Attack and takes him out. So that was our risky play. It kind of ends up costing us the fight. So you have to be really, you can play, even though it's a pretty like neutral team. You don't want to make too many risky plays, like you see there. Losing Diggersby early game like that makes the fight completely like unwinnable. Like looking at his team now, I can Thunderbolt this. I get a crit. Wow, 42%. He can go for Discharge and do about 37 still. And even if I take this thing out, which I'm pretty sure I get some nice hacks here, he just goes for damage to take it down lower. We do finish it off, which is nice. However, his Megalopunny can obviously just come in. But he goes into his Blissey to save his Megalopunny just in case. I don't know why. He could have went in when it has Scrappy, but the fight was basically game over at that point. He actually psychs up us here. He's basically trolling us at this point. We switch into Porygon 2. He goes for the Toxic, which is like, oh, that's too much game. We can't do anything against this Porygon 2 now. Goes for the Soft Boiled. We go for Thunder Wave and paralyze it, but again, it's not going to do enough to really stop or win this fight. Switch into Staraptor. He actually, I think he ends up losing the battle here against Staraptor. I think it's eventually got enough paralyze hacks to do it. I Brave Bird him down to about 66%, and he's paralyzed, can't move. We heal back up a little bit. We kind of just slowly beat him down. This goes on for quite a few turns. But the fight was over the second I pretty much wasted Diggersby. I made it too risky of a play. That's why I don't recommend normal to anybody, because unless you really like the stall teams, not even the stall type teams, you're not switching out and forcing stealth rock damage nearly as much. It's more kind of messing around, not messing around, like kind of like outlasting stuff with your sweepers and outlasting stuff with your core and hoping that works. Maybe going into Staraptor to kind of deal with some physical attackers. I think it's too passive, and it doesn't have enough passive stuff to do it, and doesn't have enough offensive stuff to kind of not be passive. So it's kind of like, it's in lingo. Like, I feel like it has some good potential in defense and good potential in offense with like Diggersby and stuff, and then on defense with like Chansey and Porygon 2. It sounds great with all those walls you have there, but in theory, like it's a great on paper, terrible in actuality. I think I might when I do like my three-part podcast video, I'll be going over like dividing types into like 3 groups of 6, and bottom 6, middle 6, and top 6. Normal might be like borderline bad. I don't think normal's that good at all. I mean, it does have options like Lopunny and whatnot, which I think is a lot better than Pidgeot. I probably should have ran that instead, but It is what it is. But that's the normal type team for you guys. If you have any suggestions on a team besides obviously Mega Lopunny, which would work a lot better, but the team, any suggestions I'll definitely take. I'm probably not gonna play normal anymore, but I'm always open to suggestions. Let's battle on Showdown 2. Hit me up. You see and Eradicate YouTube here. Hit me up. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the content you saw here, we have plenty more videos. I trust me, a lot of them are better than this one. This one wasn't very good, the normal type team. But check out the rest of our channel. Maybe subscribe. Get our I upload like 3 to 4 times a week. So check us out, guys. Thanks for watching.